Good afternoon. I'm Bert Boerman, CEO and co-founder of governance.com, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit what we do. But first I wanted to start with this, which is already on the slide, which is the reason why I started this company. It's not so much fun to work in the financial sector anymore. And if you ask people why that is, most people will tell you it's regulation. There's an awful lot of regulation coming at us. It's a never-ending stream, and you have to deal with that. There's no other way around it. And then on top of the regulations, there are the regulators, and there are so many in the world. So if you're operating in 10 countries, chances are you have 20 regulators that you need to deal with. So the aim of regulation obviously is investor protection, to protect the financial sector, but unfortunately without a change of the way we work, this is only going to lead to a false sense of security. What could possibly go wrong, right? So what makes regulatory compliance so complex? If you're a financial institution, you have to deal with many processes to make sure that people do the things that they're supposed to do. And then in each process there are multiple steps. So how can you still talk to your clients when you have to do all this stuff? But also, you need to have access to data, documentation, but if you don't know where the data is and you don't even know who spoke to the client and what was discussed, then obviously it's not a very good starting point. So that's why we created governance.com. Governance.com provides both the technology and the expertise to deal with the problem. The expertise is provided by a network of partners that we're working with. And actually the first step in implementing this doesn't start with technology. You first need to think differently about your processes. So rather than having a process which is not very well defined, you have a process where you say, let's focus on our core business and let's get the regulatory compliance functions into dedicated teams or even outsource that. And then connect all the data points together. So when you have a good process and you have a technology like governance, you can connect all the data together so people know at all times what is the data, where's the data, and how can I work with that. But regulatory compliance is an ongoing thing. Regulation is not going to stop here. So you also, on an ongoing basis, you need to have access to this network of partners that can provide operational expertise. And this is something that you can scale up to really large volumes, and we provide everything in one platform. So to build this, obviously technology is at its core. We needed to take best practices from data management, data access, security, and algorithmic optimization in order to make very large data sets accessible, but you need a lot of other stuff as well. And so this is all very boring stuff for business people. So we wanted to have all this stuff packaged in a box, which you can deploy on-premise or in a cloud, wherever you want, on the client infrastructure without any dependency management. So we can deploy that instantly and allow the client to iteratively grow their processes on that. So the internal architecture of that is a modular approach, and because of that, their clients can also choose different kind of deployments. So small clients can go for very simple deployments, but very large clients can also scale this up to a massive level across multiple cloud infrastructures. So the output of that, of course, what we're trying to achieve with this is that you have access to your data. So if you connect all the data together, you can start doing things like visualizations and understanding what is going on in your different structures. You can perform due diligence on third party, get the information back into your system, and then make sense again of that, and to also analyze, do you need to take any action on things? This can be completely white labeled so that clients they don't even need to see that governance is powering this. You can get any kind of data in there. So our clients typically start with very small data sets and then grow that over time. As we heard before, everybody's managing spaghetti. So don't start with the whole dish of spaghetti, start with the corner of it and then grow that over time and connect the data together, bit by bit. Document management is a big thing as well. If you cannot produce documents, if you have the data but not the documents, that is an issue as well. So that's part of it as well. And then when you have all the data and documents in one place, it becomes very easy to dashboard, to report to anybody who needs to know. But also, for example, to collaborate with decision takers in your organization. So how do you manage your meetings? How do you make information available to your board so that they can take the right decisions based on the right information and the right documentation? Now, there's of course much more to this platform. I only have 5 minutes, so if you want to know more, then you can contact us. We'll show you everything there is to know, and we'll show you how you can regain total control, but this time simplified. Thank you very much.